Welcome to the Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast. I'm your host, Forrest Kelly. From the seed to the glass, wine has a past. Our aim at the Best 5-Minute Wine Podcast is to look for adventure at wineries around the globe. After all, great minds think alike. Let's start the adventure. Our featured winery is... We continue our conversation from dryfarmwines.com founder Todd White. So having strict guidelines for your wine, how did you come up with the wineries? How did you select them? Because you just can't go to Google and find these wineries.
In the natural wine business, there are very specific subsection of the wine industry. It's tiny. It's very, very small. And so everybody basically knows everyone else. There are natural wine fairs. There's about 50 of them. There are 3 in the United States, but there's about 50 across Europe. And so we attend all of these natural wine fairs. We're not right now, but historically we have. Now, today, we're the largest buyer and seller of natural wines in the world by a multiple of probably 25x, maybe more than that. So we're internationally known, as a buyer. Now, in the beginning, when I started the company, there were probably about 40 natural wine importers in the United States, meaning that all they sell are natural wine. Like in San Francisco, there are 2 natural wine bars. I'm sorry, 3 now. They're just activists, right? Like you just wouldn't have a non-natural wine in there. It's just not, it's a revolution. There are arguably only 3 natural wine retailers in San Francisco, right? And they're very small stores. So in the beginning, I started reaching out to natural wine importers. I discovered this importer in Paris, an American. His name's Josh Adler. He used to live in San Francisco, and he moved to Paris, and he started a natural wine importing company into the United States. And he was the first one that I discovered. He owns a company called the Paris Wine Company. We're probably his largest customer today, I would imagine, but we do a lot of business with him. But in the beginning, I contacted him to learn about sort of the natural wine world. I began to uncover and discover people and get referred to other importers who specialize in natural wines. Now, today, we're the largest importer of natural wines in the world. So we still work with about 80 importers today, but we also import directly our own wines. And we do that. We have normally this time of year, we would have 4 to 6 people on the ground spread across Europe right now buying wines. But normally we would spend the first 6 months of the year in Europe buying wines.
So you've got the sourcing figured out, and now comes the part on what to present to the customer, right?
Well, we don't sell wine by the bottle. We do custom curations for people. So every single box that our member gets is different and has different wines in it. I know we have wines that are requested. We also do custom fulfillment and specialized fulfillment. And if somebody loves a bottle, they'll, write us and want to potentially buy more or something similar to it. Pinot Noir is probably our number 1 requested grape. But the interesting thing about us is because we deal with these small family farms and ancestral grape varietals around the world, Americans generally know the top 8, which is Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet, Merlot, Pinot Noir. But we sell hundreds of varietals that people have never heard of, Schiava from Italy, or, Pinot Donis from the Loire Valley, or, many of these obscure ancestral grapes that people have never heard of. So they wouldn't know what to order. And then when we curate their box and they get this custom curated box, they order red, white, mixed, rosé, sparkling, and then we choose what goes in the box for them. So they're getting this global, all these great varietals they've never heard of and they love, and they get to experience. It's sort of like traveling around the wine countries of Europe, right? And so if they were just going to order wine, they'd order, if they live in California and they want red wine, they'd probably order Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, or Pinot Noir, because that's all the red wines they know, right? They wouldn't know to order a Schiava from Italy, which is lighter and fresher than a Pinot Noir, or Pinot Donis, which is also like a very, very light and fresh version of Pinot that they just wouldn't know. They get a lot of education just by allowing us to curate for them.
I see on the website this 100% happiness guarantee. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we also have a 100% happiness guarantee. Any bottle you don't love, we'll replace it with no questions asked. You don't have to send it back. You can drink it. I don't care what you do with it. If you tell us you didn't like it, we'll give you a refund, or we'll send you another bottle.
That is a 100% happiness guarantee. That concludes our interview with Todd White, founder of DryFarmWines.com. Thank you for listening. I'm Forrest Kelly. This episode of the Best 5 Minute Wine Podcast was produced by iHizzle. If you like the show, please tell your friends and pets and subscribe. Until next time, pour the wine and ponder your next adventure.